This video will make you think, do I even know our world? Because no matter how many videos you watch on the internet, nature will always come up with something to surprise you. And we've just found something that you will like. Are you ready to take a look? Then let's go. For starters, this very strange video. Well, it's a common situation in the human world to have too much fun on Oktoberfest and then lose balance a little. Oh, he's all right. At least the hat isn't damaged. And here's the same thing, but this time in the animal world. Wait, what? Drunk moose went home after a party and got stuck in a tree? People had to cut down the branches to release him, and this poorly mannered animal didn't even thank them. He woke up and left without saying goodbye. No respect for the work of others. Wait a minute, how's this even possible? It's all clear with that guy who rolled over the hill. He drank a couple of glasses, or 5, or 10. Well, you've already seen the rest. But how could a moose get drunk? And have you ever seen a moose at the liquor store? Maybe a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. In fact, this moose wasn't planning to get drunk. Well, you know how it goes sometimes. You go out with your friends, you plan to have just a glass, and then...
But the second batch is good.
Accidentally find yourself in the fountain in Budapest. Well, that wasn't the case. No, the moose just ate fermented apples in the garden nearby. This happens in the animal world, and it's kind of funny. Overripe fruit and alcohol-rich nectar attract some species. Butterflies, for example, love a good beer, and not only butterflies, sometimes people even add beer to the traps for different insects. However, unlike people, animals don't know what intoxication is. Most of them don't even know that some products contain a special component that will lead them to this. Monkeys are different, though. Obviously, they still don't have to hurry to the office in the morning, but these animals do consume alcohol deliberately. However, monkeys can't legally get it, so they just steal cocktails from tourists. Alcohol has different effects on primates as well as on humans. Some monkeys go to bed immediately, while others begin to actively jump back and forth. So far, scientists aren't sure why it happens at all, but they think that it's possible that it's the fault of our common ancestor who learned to assimilate ethyl alcohol. There's even a drunken monkey hypothesis. According to this theory, people feel weakness for alcohol because our ancestors associated ripe fruits with a pleasant state of light intoxication. Does anyone else have doubts that we evolved from monkeys? After this? Hardly. However, our love for alcohol isn't the only human thing in apes' behavior. Our furry cousins are quite smart. For example, baboons clearly trace the connection between the lion's cubs and the fact that these very lions are hunting baboons. Baboons can't fight with predators equally, but they can approach the issue creatively. Have you guessed it already? Baboons steal baby lions. Most often, this kind of kidnapping ends sadly for a lion cub, but sometimes the kidnapper begins to take care of the baby as its own child. Now, look at this snake.
Look at that! Unreal.
Or rather, the head of a snake. The head of the snake without the body? Thank you, Internet. Now I've seen everything. To understand how this is even possible, you need a little background. A man was quietly working in the backyard of his house in Texas when he noticed a meter rattlesnake. Perhaps your reaction would have been something like this. And that's okay. But our hero bravely decapitated the snake with a shovel, except it didn't help. When the man bit down to get rid of the remains, the head of the snake bit him. Yep, literally. Even injected the poison. What do we have here? A zombie snake? Well, not quite. It's all about snake physiology. If a mammal loses its head, it will die almost instantly. But snakes have it completely different. They get heat from external sources such as sunlight and warm surfaces. Therefore, snakes don't need all the energy that we mammals get from oxygen. Their brains can easily do without oxygen for minutes or even hours. Even a snake without a head is still damn dangerous. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to stay away from snakes. From any snakes, because you never know. All right, let's leave snakes aside and look at something a little less creepy. For example, ghosts. Remember nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter?
How can you be nearly headless?
Like this.
He also had problems with his head. He couldn't endure how many axe strikes?
28 stab wounds.
Oh, that's not one we needed. Well, it's quite normal for a ghost not to have a head because he's a ghost. But what about chickens? That's right, a chicken that has lived without a head for a year and a half? I know, if a mammal loses its head, it'll die almost instantly. Yeah, tell that to headless chicken Mike. I mean, Mike, of course, wasn't a mammal, but he's not a snake either, and physiology is a hell of a complex thing. Mike's story is so amazing that it deserves to be filmed. Well, at least a short film. As you've probably already understood, the chicken was supposed to become soup. But something went wrong during the cooking process. Mike had no head anymore. He was laying like this for a while, then got up and walked as if nothing had happened. The owners fed Mike from the pipette, cleaned his food pipe, and took care of the living bird for 18 months. Mike even became famous and traveled as part of the team of strange creatures. And what about this camel? Where's its head? Don't say that some farmer's involved in that. How such a big animal can live without its head? All right. The thing is, this camel has a head.
What a twist!
He always tricks the visitors of the zoo, making them believe he has no head. Trolling level, camel. You've made it this far into the video, which means you're now ready for the strangest and most mysterious thing we have to show you. This is the place where everything turns to stone. Here, look, a stone bike, a tennis racket. Are we in the Gorgon's garden? Or is this basilisk now practicing on inanimate objects? Okay, in fact, everything is a little different. This strange place is known as the well next to Mother Shipton's cave. It's located in North Yorkshire and is considered a real attraction.
The drip of water has a magical quality. Because look, we're at Knaresborough in Yorkshire, where mineral water turns anything into stone.
And no wonder. The well is associated with the legendary pythoness Mother Shipton. She was called a witch. They said that the prophetess's father was the devil himself. Well, you know, the fantasy in the 16th century wasn't very rich. Not only did Mother Shipton predict many things, but also the water from the well turned any object into stone. What it is, if not sorcery. Call the Inquisitors. Okay, it's not about magic, but the increased content of sulfates and carbonates in the water. Chemistry turns objects into stone without any magic. You know, it's even a little sad. But not so much as to forget about other amazing places that can be found on our planet. For example, the lakes hidden at the bottom of the ocean. Such lakes can be found in many different places on Earth, but especially one located in the Gulf of Mexico stands out. The water in the lake is about 5 times saltier than that around it. It also contains highly toxic concentrations of methane and hydrogen sulfide, and therefore doesn't mix with the surrounding ocean. For animals as well as for people who swim in it, these toxic concentrations can be fatal. Only bacteria, tube worms, and shrimp can survive in such conditions. So if you're not on that list, it's best to stay away. By the way, don't think that you need to go to England or dive into the Gulf of Mexico to find some amazing phenomenon. Sometimes it's enough just to go outside and discover a mosquito whirlwind.
That's incredible! This is like something you'd see in a sci-fi movie. I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh, heck! Does anybody have bug spray? I don't know what it looks like. Is it an alien invasion or a horror movie about demons? It seems that right now mosquitoes will agree among themselves and fly to the nearest human residence to eat someone. Tornadoes are formed by male mosquitoes that don't hunt warm-blooded people. Moreover, they aren't going to hunt at all. They just circle around one or more females. They're dating. You should agree that in such situations, they don't care much about humans at all. And trick that is really shocking. Look carefully because it's hypnosis. Hypnosis for a chicken. And... don't you understand anything? All right, let's do it one more time. Yes, the chicken is that bewitched with the strip in front of the beak, it just stops responding to everything around it. Maybe that's when it thinks, what am I doing with my life? Or is it calculating some chicken theorems in its head? I don't know. Just in case, it's quite harmless for the chickens. Perhaps they're even passionate about what's happening as much as people.
This is the longest I ever seen one lay there. Oh, now it's okay.
So if you have a chicken, well, you know, whatever, try to pull this trick with it and be sure to write in the comments whether it worked or not. And if you managed to hypnotize someone else like that, be sure to write that too. And now, you are getting sleepy. Very sleepy. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. And press the bell.